What is going on, you guys? It is Mr. No Sleep here from Old School RuneScape, and welcome to a brand new video for you all today. In today's video, I will be skilling for you guys. We are actually going to be doing rune crafting for 10 hours. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Today I bring you Runecrafting Aether Runes for 10 hours. First things first, we are going to be purchasing 100,000 soul runes and 100,000 Aether catalysts. Those are the main items for this video. Alongside that, we are simply just going to be using binding necklaces as well as the lunar spell Magic Imbue. Right, well, we collected 100,000 of each. We'll keep track of the price throughout this video because we do have to spend money in order to make money as it pertains to creating these runes. So I'm really excited. The current price of these runes at the start of this video is 938 GP each. We'll see what the price is at the end since they are currently going down. Starting supply costs, we have 1,000 binding necklaces, 100,000 souls, and 100,000 catalysts. We're not going to be using all of these items, but we'll see how much we have at the end. And maybe if I'm lucky enough, I'll get a rune crafting pet today. Curious to see the results, but first, this video is brought to you by boot.dev. So I recently made an account on boot.dev, and although I'm currently ranked 507,000 on the leaderboards, I am confident that in no time I will be rising the ranks and obtaining as many achievements as possible. With so many different courses to choose from and languages to learn, on boot.dev you're going to be earning XP at the same time gaining levels, achievements, and completing quests to get a top spot on the global leaderboard, just like an OSRS. All of boot.dev's content is free to read and watch in guest mode, although a paid membership unlocks the interactive features like hands-on coding, AI assistance, progress tracking, and game mechanics. And boot.dev never wants you to feel like you aren't getting your money's worth, so they always offer a 30-day no questions asked refund as well as a free demo of the interactive experience on every course. Click the link in the description below and learn how to code the right way today, the boot.dev way, and use code Mr. No Sleep to save 25% off your first year. That's right, 25% off your first year. And a huge thank you to boot.dev for sponsoring today's video. I will see you on the site. All right, so let me show you guys how it's done. We're going to go ahead and teleport to our POH, and then we're going to simply use the fairy ring to Zenaris. And then once we reach Zenaris, we are going to go ahead and go south directly to the Cosmic Altar. We're going to be squeezing past this wall here. It's the one agility shortcut that you have to do. It does require level 66 agility. Then you're going to want to enter the altar, use the spell Magic Imbue, and then start runecrafting. Use the catalysts on the altar, and then simply repeat and empty the pouch until all of your essence are gone. And then you simply use the crafting guild teleport to bank, and that is it. Simple as that. Other than timing Magic Imbue at the right time, as well as swapping out your binding necklaces when it is needed to do so, that's really all you have to pay attention to, and there is a very useful plugin for this. That plugin is called Runecraft Utilities, and as you can see, it really is a benefit here because you can actually left-click directly from your bank to fill up the pouch, and you can even left-click equip your binding necklace when it runs out of charges. So very beneficial. I was actually using that plugin for the very first time on RuneLite for this video. Beforehand, I had actually never used that before, so yeah, really love it for especially runecrafting Aether runes. The gear for this video, as you can see, is just a set of full Guardians of the Rift, as well as the max cape for the teleports, the steam staff in order to cast Magic Imbue, and if you want to go a little bit overboard, a Ring of Endurance never hurts, as well as graceful gloves. But seeing as we have a rejuvenation pool right next to my fairy ring, run energy isn't going to be a huge priority for this video, but Ring of Endurance will save us from sipping on the pool more times than not, so that is something to keep in mind. Well, it looks like we are finishing up our very first hour here, and if you're curious where the Aether runes are going, they're actually going into my rune pouch because it's saving me an inventory spot. But overall, in 1 hour, I did manage to create runecraft, whatever you want to call it, 6,572 Aether runes. For this, though, I did have to use 6,572 catalysts and 4,150 soul runes, as well as a few binding necklaces. So, although we did make money from creating the runes, we did have to spend money, about 2.8 mil on the catalyst, 1.6 mil on the soul runes, comes out to be about 4.4 mil spent for that very first hour. But looking at the price of the runes, as it goes for 918 GP each, we're looking at about 6 mil plus 30k on top of that, so that's not too bad, creating 6,572 Aether runes worth about 5.9 mil, so that first hour comes out to be 1.5 mil profit, as well as 80 to 85 85k XP an hour was what I was guessing, but I was averaging about 81 to 83k per hour during the course of this whole video. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comment section below. This does require level 90 rune crafting, so it is one of the higher level methods of training rune crafting, and I do like the profit. I really like the XP though. And here we are already 2 hours into the video, filling up that rune pouch at about 2 hours and 26 minutes. So now that we have filled the rune pouch with 16,000 Aether Runes and accidentally 78 Cosmic Runes, we are now just going to keep the rest of the runes in the inventory, and then once we get to the very end, we'll have to take those 16,000 runes out of the rune pouch so we can add them into the price check. But yeah, about 2 hours and 26 minutes to fill up that rune pouch. Not too bad at all. Well, we are getting further and further into this 10-hour grind, but reading this directly from the wiki, it is important to note that any bonuses that increase the Aether Rune output will increase the input costs of using the catalyst. So this does mean that using Raiments of the Eye or Scarred Extracts to increase the yield of your Aether Runes, it'll still require 1 catalyst per rune crafted. So keep that in mind. Crafting combination runes has a 50% success rate, but it is increased to 100% while wearing a binding necklace. So make sure to use those binding necklaces, and don't forget that they do disintegrate after using them. So, you know, buy multiple. All right, we are 5 hours in now at the halfway point, already over 400,000 XP. And look at that, now we're already 6 hours in. Look at just how time goes by so fast like that. But yeah, I was working on my goal of the armadillo pet on the side. I also ran into a shooting star, so we did a little bit of mining there. And whenever I wasn't working on the armadillo video, I was just simply rune crafting. So this video took about 3 days to do. I was doing it about 3 hours a day and a little extra on the last day, but I didn't really enjoy this as much as I enjoyed the nature rune video that I did probably a little less than a year ago. I don't know, I just don't like the cosmic altar, you know, what can I say? Not a big fan of this specific method of rune crafting. Rune crafting is one of my favorite skills, definitely top 3, but I just don't know, this isn't my favorite method. I do appreciate the XP per hour though and the profit, and if prices do change in the future with some of these items, then maybe this will be worth more money one day or less money. It just really depends, because the start of this video, Aether Runes were at 930, and now we're at the end of the video, and I think they went down a whole 100 GP. If not, then it's close to that. So, you know, you just have to keep your eyes peeled on the prices of certain runes these days, because hourly methods like this do tend to change over time. But with all that being said, we are down to our final couple of inventories here, and yeah, it was a very chill grind. Just used the basic 10-hour timer. I was on the alts the whole time as well, getting things done on the side, and still working on a few side videos that you guys should see by the end of the month. But with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, 10 hours of Runecrafting Aether Runes has been completed. Let's go ahead and see the results. All right, to the bank we go. Judging by our first hour, it should be a pretty good result here. 66,221 runes created, 830k XP gained in 10 hours, 83k XP an hour. Unfortunately, no pet though. Supplies used about 66,221 catalysts, 41,000 soul runes, and 41,000 pure essence, as well as about 120 binding necklaces. Overall cost of these supplies comes out to be 36.3 mil. So now it's time to sell all of the runes and see how much profit we made. Well, from 930 GP each at the start all the way down to 778 GP. Well, alright, I guess it's better late than never, you know. I'm not sure if they're going to keep going down, but they all did sell for about 50.5 mil after tax. That means that our overall profit is looking at about 14.2 mil. So 1.4 mil profit an hour, 83k XP an hour. I love it. I mean, it's not my favorite method of rune crafting, but I definitely got used to the clicks, and I can definitely get used to that profit and XP rate as well. Well, there are the XP statistics on RuneLite, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching the video today, and I will see you in a few days. A huge thank you to the YouTube channel members, with a special shout out to xXzoticx and DeceptionZ. Until next time, Mr. No Sleep out.